Okay, YouTube. So here's the clean chitlins, and he's putting them in the pot. So he's added his seasoning, which is some bell peppers, yellow and green bell peppers is what you see there. And then he added some chicken stock in his water, and a little bit of other like some olive oil, some black pepper, a little bit of Italian seasoning. I believe that's what the complete seasoning.
The water was at a boiling rate.
And he added some of this garlic and herb. He added some of this in there.
Kind of late on coming in with her video.
Well, I was late coming in with the video, y'all. Yeah, we'll turn that off. All right, y'all. Now see how long they are. That's why a lot of people take them and cut them to make more. So you can cut it or you can leave it like that. I think he's cut it before, but right about now it really don't matter. So this is part 2, which is the cook on the chitlins, y'all. And you get your water at a boiling rate first.
It was.
And then
she didn't catch it, so she can't,
Well, see, it's still boiling. I mean,
she can't really verify my temperature like I wanted it to be.
Well, we'll see when you verify your temperature. You can put a thermometer in there and verify the temperature.
Not when you steady add the cold products so hot.
And y'all, in our house does not smell like shawl. Now, my daughter just came back from her dad's, and she says that the lady's house that she was at, they're cooking chitlins also. But she says you can smell the boo-boo scent when you go in the kitchen. If you can smell it in the kitchen, trust me, you can smell it when you hit the dough.
Yeah,
now, there that boy go.
It's a raid if I turn it.
Okay, there.
I'll set the water a little bit because I got to turn it anyway because I got on this side now is over here, which that was the heated side. Actually, it's now over there.
So she says you can smell the boo-boo in their house. It might not be, I don't know how loud it is, but if you can smell it, and it's pretty. So he didn't do the 2 other bags. I folded those up and put them in the ice box so they can get a good chill on them. And then I'm going to take them and freeze them. But I feel like that will be the first and one and only refreeze, because once we throw them out again, you have to cook them, or else they just have to be thrown away. So maybe that second freeze on them from them, really they was already froze, but so I guess you could call it the first freeze. So then the second freeze would be if you thawed them out and then refroze them. So that would be a second freeze. But they've been in an ice box. I had them sitting out, took them out the deep freezer, and this deep freezer can freeze. So they was out for 2 days, and then actually the third day, they all of the bags still had ice inside for the chitlins. So they stayed cold. Even though we set them out in the house be cold, y'all, they still had ice on the inside of the chitlins. And today was actually when there was no ice.
We got a small smell.
So
just that little, very little hit. That's it. Just to let you know what type of meat product it is.
So YouTube, that's what I say. See, it was coming up. You had to turn it down some so that pot wouldn't boil over.
Oh, it ain't gonna boil over.
So, but yeah, YouTube. But she say she could smell the boo-boo smell in their house. So that means somebody bought the clean chitlins, and they may have cleaned it some, but didn't clean it enough, or they may have bought these. But even if you're a person, this is your first time for chitlins, you should still be able to look at them when you pick them up and be like, that's not clean. Because if you see some brown stuff and you see some other stuff in there, then that means you got to do something extra to them. That's probably why a lot of people, almost y'all, that's probably why a lot of people just really don't do cooked chitlins. But they getting there. That's them, y'all.
Once they start breaking apart on their own, that's when they soft and tender. That's how you know when they ready. And it don't take a whole lot because they already a thin piece of meat as it is.
Why that one brown?
That's just how that one came out the pig.
Mm-hmm. You gonna eat that one?
He was a black man.
Oh, the black pig.
Look, out of all that white meat you spot there, only one brown piece. That's the black man out the whole pot.
Oh, look at that. See, if you had a restaurant, you'd be cutting them to make it stretch. And we probably gonna have to cut them. I think that's what I'm gonna do is cut some.
You gonna cut these?
I'm gonna cut them, but once they real good and tender, it's gonna look like some wavy weave, y'all. Some curly weave.
It's a certain bounce, it's a certain texture that they're gonna have as far as within your tongues you're gonna feel. Okay, we're gonna say just this piece alone. That's rubbery. That's letting you know it's not just yet done, but in the weight of it, I could feel it about another 20-30 minutes. So I'm just gonna cover my babies up and let them do their thing.
All right, y'all.